New week, new documenting the journey. Welcome back. First of all, let's start off this week. I document my journey building my brand, Exchange Life. So if you want to come along, please subscribe. I go over all my wins, all my losses, all my learning. So yeah, come along with me. We'll start with a win this week. So last week I talked about how one of my designers quit. I hired two new designers and now I set up a really sick system where I'm not reliable on one and it's all automatic and everyone gets their information automatically because all of the items that I'm selling with my brand are personalized. So it is kind of complicated, the systems and processes behind, a web shop that's personalized. It's just way more complicated than just simple products you can ship out to the customer. So that's really cool. I always get a lot of satisfaction out of like making these things and then actually they are working and I'm like, that's really cool. Like you set something up once, automatically like create a system for it and then it just works, it runs. I remember seeing a video back in the day from Sam, what is his name? Sam, or is it Sam? I don't know. The guy from school that also did consulting.com, I think. He was talking about how you should think in systems and processes, but I didn't really understand it back then. But now I'm starting to understand that more, and I'm able to put more of the things that I'm doing with the brand also in systems and processes. Even things like creatives, like you can put systems and processes around. So yeah, that's a win. Last this week, I'm still wasting some time. So a few years ago, I wrote down what I should do with my time. So I think the four things were like work effectively, be genuinely bored, do nothing, eat good food, or hang out with good people. I think those were the four. Maybe I'm missing one. And I'm sitting at home now at my parents' house. So a few months ago, I moved back with my parents to go all in into the brand. So I didn't have to pay any rent. And yeah, basically here I cannot really hang out with good friends, and I'm also not really allowing myself to be genuinely bored. I always do at the beginning of the day and at the end, but that's just maybe for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And I don't go anywhere. I don't leave my town. I barely leave the house, only to go to the gym. So I have a lot of half time where I'm like kind of doing nothing, but maybe watching a video or, at the end of the day, I'm like, what should I do now? Like, I'm just not sitting there for 4 hours being genuinely bored. Ideally, it would be to fill that time with being with good people, but I only have a few friends around, so it's not like every day I have someone to hang out with here when I'm at my parents. So yeah, that's kind of a loss this week, but this is an ongoing thing. I'll go on a new adventure soon, so that'll be fine. Then I can actually you know, do something useful with the time that I have left, because I think your 20s are not only for building, it should be for building, but also enjoy the way, and there is many other things to your 20s than just grinding in your room, because you can't effectively grind in your room 15 hours a day without seeing anyone else, I think. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. Some updates about the brand. So I kind of had a learning that I wanted to share with creatives, that I think it's important to collect all creatives that you create, or all the raw footage that you film with your product, that influencers film with your product if you do a promotion. Put them all in one folder. I call it the content bank. And there is all the raw footage. And then if you mix and match those, you can make so many different variations. So it's just very, very valuable to save those. And if you find a good editor, then they can come up with so many different angles. So that's something that I learned. I think you can implement, and then you can just hire someone to smash out creatives. You don't need a very high level editor for people to create high quality creatives, because if you look at it, the best performing creatives are almost like organic TikToks or like normal videos. Like, these are not fancy edited, so you don't need to hire a very expensive designer or video editor to come up with good creatives. I currently still do it myself, but I am looking to outsource that more. I am a perfectionist as well, but yeah, I can also systemize that, like I talked about. Like, okay, this creative is working. Let's make iteration of this creatives. You need someone that is creative and that can shoot some footage and stuff like this. But yeah, it isn't rocket science either. First, I thought creatives were, but yeah, it's just kind of some progress on the creatives. I'm spending less time on customer service, so that's good. I talked about it a few videos ago, starting to outsource that to my VA, and he's doing a very good job. So slowly having to check less of the emails that he is sending. Soon he can take it over himself. So yeah, that is just good. At first, I didn't have many customer supports requests, but especially with personalized products, if you see some scale and you get more orders, and you just have many more support requests. So that's almost taken care of. So that is great. I'm making still many improvements on the website itself, which is also good. So I see this in my conversion rate as well. It went up with almost like 0.8 percentage points, over the past few months. So that is also good. It could also be seasonality, but I know my site is also improving a lot. I introduced Spanish as well, so the site is now fully available in Spanish. So yeah, these are just continual improvements. Next Monday, I have a call with 2 potential accountants for the brand. So I talked about this last week as well. I'm trying to find a good accountant. It is kind of shady, that world, but I need someone that knows what they're doing. I had a call with an accountant last week. I found him through him being his co-founder being a guest on a podcast, and he was great. But they were based in London, so I'm a Dutch guy. I need a Dutch accountant as well, but it's hard to find like a good one. But we'll figure it out. But as well with this accountant, he runs. They're like a fractional CFO, very big brands, and I planned a call with him. And I was just completely open and honest about things. I don't know what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This, and then it's different. He was very excited to be on the call as well, because it's not often that people just admit what they don't understand, and you just are completely raw and open and say, I'm just figuring it out, this and that. And then they are so open to help. So they are open for my questions. They can send me referrals and all of these different things that, if you're like trying to be the big guy out there, then you won't get that. People are not wanting to help you out as much as you're just open and honest and raw about what you're doing. So that is just something that I talked about as well with one of my friends here the past few weeks. It is such a big win to just, act and behave like the person that you are, and not act like you're more, or not act like you're doing more, and just be open that you don't know what you're doing and be honest about what you're doing. And then people are so willing to help you out. And that is how I found, for instance, my friend that's helping me out with the paid ads and coaching me on those is, I met him last year in Bali, and I was just like, I'm trying to build a brand and I don't know what I'm doing. Like, this is also, you can look it back in the videos, and he's been willing to help me out along the whole way, because I've just been open and honest and just raw. And yeah, it's just such a big win. If you want to make faster, bigger steps, then just connect with people and share what you're doing, be open, share, everything. So that's something that I think you can apply. I tried to do a post with influencer this week. So organically, already more influencers are starting to reach out to me, asking if they can promote the products and this and that. Normally, I send them a free product, and then they can make some content, which is worth it, because the only cost you have is cost of goods. So it's a good investment, even if it's just for the content that you receive back that you can use in ads. But this time it was a bigger influencer, about 200 something K followers. And yeah, the content was great. So it's usable. It's worth it. I paid $300. Not outrageous. But the traction or the ROI on the short term in terms of sales, I gave her an affiliate link. It's not really any sales yet. So maybe I think some influencer campaigns, you should not be looking directly at the ROI of the post itself, but on the content you receive, because they are very good at creating content, and you can use those content in ads, and that allows you to spend more on ads. So we'll see. Maybe I can use her content, but the sales weren't really showing from the post, but the content was great. I'm working on an insert card to put inside of the packages to prevent even better negative reviews. Basically saying, hey, if you have a problem, contact us first. We guarantee for you to be satisfied. And then, some other things on there. I think it's a good way. Why not do this? I was going over things that I can still unlock with the brand, with my friend that's helping me out with the ads and coaching me on there. He runs, several brands with his agency, so it's good to get some inspiration from other brands. So I'm working on creating that insert card now. I think, why not? It's like a good addition to the customer experience. Those were basically all of the updates about the brand this week. In general, some more things about my thoughts. So I feel guilty quickly when I don't work. And I think this is a bad habit and I should get rid of. Here it is easy to feel guilty because there's nothing to do. But especially when I'm out in the world, when I go back on an adventure in a month, then I should also go and do things, meet people, and all of these different things, because I think my 20s is also for me to build experiences and to build my character, like I talked about in one of the last videos. So if I feel guilty along doing that, then that's not going to help with anything, because I'm building my character. It is useful to go out there and meet people and, make mistakes and go on dates and all of these different things. So, this is part of building myself and growing. So I should not feel guilty when I'm not behind my laptop and working. So this is something that I think I should definitely stop doing, because I think I will regret that in the future when I'm an old man, where I know that I felt continuously guilty when I was out there doing something fun. Like, it is not very useful or good for anything. So I was thinking about that. And then also, in my 20s, I think it's very important to also meet someone or know what kind of partner I want for my life to spend the rest of your time with. Because if you look at the long term, I think I've read multiple times that the biggest indicator of your happiness is your significant other. So if you don't spend any time in your 20s figuring out who that significant other is and actually getting experience doing, on dates and dating different girls, then it is hard to find the right partner for the long term. Of course, you can go out and do all this stuff, but that's not really for me. I don't really think it's meaningful. I would rather, go on different dates and then meet someone and then figure out this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And then, maybe I'm 25, in the next 5 years, I can get experience, and then I can actually commit to someone that I know this is someone that I can spend my future with. That I was talking with my mom about this. That's also an important thing for your 20s. It's not only about making money, It's about making money, but it's also about making friends. It's about finding the right partner. It's about doing experiences, filling your little backpack, growing as a person. So that is something I thought about this week. So I recently broke up with my girlfriend, and I noticed that throughout this time, I overthink way more. And I knew this before, that you can only really get to the highest level of mindfulness when you are in a relationship, because you are not constantly worried, and you're like, the primal part of your brain isn't in like, what would a potential partner think about this? And I noticed for me, like, I'm a pretty high anxiety person, my personality type, that I overthink way more out of a relationship than in a relationship. Because when you're in a relationship, you have kind of this peace of mind of like, you belong with someone else and you're there for each other, and you get this continual reinforcement to yourself of your partner. So I think this is very powerful, but it confirmed what I thought was true. That is, you can get to a way higher level of thinking and just probably also performance and different things if you're in a relationship. So yeah, I notice myself overthinking way more, but I also know that, I always do, and now recently broken up, then, it's just more. It's just me, my personality type. I'm a thinker. So another random thought that I wrote down was that speed is so important. So I noticed working with people that some people are just slow, and this is just very annoying. And I think that if you are not, and you are genuinely very fast in things, that you can get such a big head start, or you can run so much quicker. Because if I think about something, it exists in a couple of days, like whatever it is, a new product, and it's just speed, you know. And then I talk about, for instance, my friend with an agency, about other brands that, for instance, have a shit website, and then they're like, okay, we should make a new website. The deadline should be in 6 months. And I'm like, what? How does that work? New website should be done next week. Like, I don't understand how. Yeah, it's gonna cost you so much opportunity and growth if you don't speed shit up, you know, as fast as possible. Of course, with quality, but you know, even with working with freelancers, and it is important that you follow up with them and you ask them for updates. And if you want a new website, then don't wait 6 months. No, make it now and get it done next week. And this will make you grow so much faster, because most people, when I talk with my friend with the agency, do not have any sense of urgency. And then in my head, it's like impossible to win. But then when I hear those things, I'm like, it can be easier to win. Like, it's such a contrast. So make sure you're speedy and that you just get shit done, because you can get ahead a lot this way. So another thing that I wrote down is that I still think it's hard to say no. I had my agency before, like I said, if you watch back in the previous videos, and still I have some people reaching out for me, like, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And then it's hard for me to say no. Also, probably like a fear of missing out on extra earnings, I guess. But I don't know why I should not be in such a desperate mindset. But still, I'm, you know, growing in that, to have more of an abundance mindset. Even with this, like me sharing everything, it's still scary. Like, I'm like, what if someone steals this? What if some? But fuck it, you know? Like, there is enough in this world, and I think doing this every week is probably gonna be the biggest thing that I can do, bigger than building a brand. If I document it all, that is a bigger thing in the future than just me building a brand behind the scenes. So fuck it, you know, you got to do shit you're scared of. But, you know, learning to say no, I still think it's hard, but I'm getting better at it. And yeah, no, also about documenting the journey, that I think it's really cool. And I already noticed that I am looking back now at videos from a year ago, thinking like, damn, a lot has changed already. I mean, imagine in 5 years. It's going to be very cool for me to be able to look back on this. So I don't know. I suggest you start documenting your journey as well. What are you going to lose? Don't be scared. Just do it. And yeah, I had someone reach out to me as well about this. And I'm like, it's going to be shitty, but fuck it. Like, who cares? You know, my stuff was really shitty if you go back, and I was very uncomfortable. I remember always having to sweat when going in front of the camera and like procrastinating on it, but you just have to do it. And still to this day, I try to like put it off, but it isn't good for anything. I just do it now, and every week it's easier to make these. And at first I thought maybe I should put more effort in it and this and that, but I think I should just, that's what I decided now, put out a video every week. Maybe 1 week it's shittier, maybe 1 week it's longer, maybe 1 week it's prettier, maybe 1 week I can make a video about an actual subject, as long as I just put out everything or something every week. So yeah, those are all of the thoughts in my head for this week. Basically, yeah, I document my journey building my brand, like I said. If you want to follow me along my journey and grow with me, then make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.